right, let's go over how to draw Godzilla versus Siren Head. Alrighty, let's do it. So right now I'm going to start over here with the front of Godzilla's snout, pulling back over here, kind of along the top of his snout, pulling up over here into the forehead. Alrighty, pulling back over here, right there. Let's go like an L or a lesser than shape, right? Actually, I think it's greater than shape, right? By the way, everything I'm doing here, by the way, if you want to, like I said, follow along, you can. But and you just want to do it like enough, right? It doesn't have to be exact. I always say that. It doesn't have to be exact. Go over here, curve line over here for the inner skin when he opens his mouth, kind of like lizards have that. Back over here, and it's going to curve down right there, all right? But yeah, when you're drawing something, you don't need to be a robot about it. You know, we're not machines. You just kind of have to like get a good approximation. If someone can look at the drawing that you're doing and it's like, okay, I get it, that's kind of what we're after. So don't put any pressure on yourself. We're just having a chill time. Curve underneath for a lower part of Godzilla's neck, and then curve down here. Okay? Line over here for Godzilla's arm, and out over here. He's going to be grabbing Siren Head. Cool. Then line over here. It's going to get a little bit bigger at the elbow and a little bit bigger as it goes toward the body. Okay? Curve line out. And kind of bumpy over here along the back, but then we're going to draw curve line over here for his stomach area. Curve down. And big leg, right? He's got this big top of the leg over here. Let me pull up. Out over here, kind of the back side of his leg. It's going to kind of roll down. It's going to go off the page, right? Because the tail's going to go off the page. Sweet. So let's get a little bit of Siren Head before we kind of continue on and go back to Godzilla here, okay? So right over here, let's say Siren Head's pretty skinny, so let's go over here to Godzilla, like the claw of his arm right there, like the thumb area. Curve up. In, curve up, in right there. Okay, so he's got 4 fingers overall. I'll fix that right there. All right, and we're gonna make Siren Head's pose. Let me see. Let's just say his pose, his neck is gonna be sticking up here, like Godzilla's about to grab him by the neck, pulling up over here. And I would say one of the easier things you could do as far as up over here, out, down. Out over here, down, out over here, in for the horn, right? One of the horns that, Siren Head has. And then we're going to draw a little circle around that area to give it some depth, right? So everything starts out, line out over here. Let's do the other horn. Out, down, and see how that's flat? And it can stay flat depending on the angle. And then you can throw a little curve on it to give it a little bit of depth, right? So that's kind of the way a lot of stuff in general drawing works. So we got his head right there. We'll go back to more detail and do his head. Down over here, and we're going to have the kind of rib cage thing that he has. So curve out over here, out over here, out, down right there for kind of the elbow. You want to think of that as kind of a what do you call it, as an angle as well, like a tube. Remember, he's got really skinny arms. So we're going to go over here, and then right here, real skinny. It's more like Godzilla, like attacking him, really. Let's go down. Maybe his hand is flailing a little bit. He's got like his fingers right there on that side, maybe with a thumb area in the back. And then let's continue the rest of his rib cage area over here. Hey, let's take a quick break, and I want to talk to you about something very important, and that is cute drawings, something you all want to do. And I understand when you're doing some of this stuff, sometimes things don't turn out the way you want, right? Sometimes the head's too big, or the arm's too long, or the line is wobbly, or what do I do here? How big do I make the eyes? I understand all these questions, so I made a guide for you to kind of clear up anything that you have. Pretty much all the questions I got on cute drawings, I answered them all in this guide. It is a 20-page guide entirely on how to turn anything cute. Like, I go over head sizes. Oh, shit. So let me give you an example really fast. So something we talk about a lot is proportion, and that is the most important part of drawing something cute. So what I do is I go over the eyes and how big to make the eyes compared to the head, and that is one way to do it. But 95% of the cute stuff you see everywhere has the exact same formula, and this is it. Another thing I want to talk about is, and then I throw other extras like, you know, expressions and also cool poses you can do. I'm not going to have this book up forever, so get it right now while you can, and it is totally free right now in the description. All you got to do is go down, put your email in and your name, and then you download it. Man, I feel like Siren Head would beat him. I'm sorry. I feel like Godzilla would beat Siren Head easily, right? I don't know if anybody's in disagreement with me. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, like I think Siren Head is cool, but compared to Godzilla, like it's probably like a joke, right? All right, out over here for the pelvis area and line back here. He's basically like this giant stick figure, really, you know? And then we're going to throw a curve for Godzilla's leg on the other side over there. We're not going to really see Godzilla's feet much. But yeah, that should do it right there. Okay, let's go over here and add some detail to these guys, right? Well, okay, let's also draw his Godzilla's other arm over there. He's really grabbing him. So line down over here for his eye. Back. Anger right there. Let's draw his teeth in. Very simple triangle area. Dot right here. Don't forget to hit the like, by the way. It really helps out. And these kind of drawings where they interact are pretty hard as far as like to teach while I'm doing it. I would say they're still hard, you know, to draw them, but like talking during it is it's tough, you know, not to be, you know, eccentric about it. Teeth on the bottom over here. Cheekbone right here, Godzilla. Line over here, kind of the ear area that lizards have. Back of the jaw, and then curve line downward over here. Line. And don't forget the spikes. Okay. 1, 2 gets bigger. We're going to make this one mountain-like. So he's like closer to Monsterverse Godzilla, but not quite, right? It's pretty close, though. Line over here. By the way, I'm sorry for all the Godzilla on the channel lately. I just love Godzilla. Remember, these get bigger as they go to the mid-back. And just think of them as like mountains or shards of rock, right? And then they're going to get smaller as they go down his back. The best thing you can do if you want to help the channel out is to share the video. Definitely helps. It's fun as well. Like, I guess it brings in other people to talk to. And like I said, you can always comment. That's something that a lot of people don't do, is comment. Because if you comment, I can answer your questions. We can, can talk. I know who you are. That's another thing when you comment. Line over here thin. Line up over here. And downward right here, because a little bit of counter shading. Because he does still have... Let's draw a little bit of dark right here, by the way. Sorry, I interrupted myself. A little bit dark under the neck for some shadow. Dark over here around the armpit area, just a little bit. Just to give it, again, some shadow. It grounds the drawing as well. And dark maybe over here at the bottom as well. Just a bit. Nothing too crazy there. Line. Right here along the snake belly of Godzilla. And then as far as the arm goes, you can do these shortcut patterns right here for scales. You can do almost like a hashtag. Line. Same thing across the upper leg right here. These kind of hashtags are like shorthand for scales. You don't want to do them too much though, but they're really good, I've noticed. So yeah, let's go back to Siren Head now. He needs texture. He has no texture, right? With a lot of kaiju in general, by the way, don't forget to check out the stuff in the description, by the way. I have a Godzilla drawing lesson right there that's free. With stuff like this, you really, the biggest thing with all these guys is texture. So, because they tend to be like with monsters or something like that. So let's draw thin lines. You want to make it thinner because a thinner line will look more like detail. It won't become a big jangled mess, right? Tangled mess, whatever. Line over here. Line around there, because he has these kind of like weird veins or I don't know what, like vines around, his body. And we just want to select a couple. And I guess they're supposed to be veins, right? But you can kind of do it like this, like the striations. Sometimes it even looks like kind of like the muscle area. I guess we could draw his other arm over here. the other arm in the back. And even this can be enough. You're drawing these thin little striations, maybe along like maybe where the anatomy is going to be, but you don't have to know it or anything like that. But just these make them look like zombie tendrils, right? Which is kind of what Siren Head reminds me of. Just these thin lines kind of going along the arm. Again, you can't do that many though, and you have to be very careful because if you overdo it, it's not going to be good. Um, and you could kind of go, it could kind of go endlessly like this. Honestly, you could kind of just keep drawing these thin lines. Like let's say he's furrowing his eye a little bit, or we want to draw the inner portion of his mouth right there to draw some dark, and then that kind of makes it look a little bit more like dimensional. But anyways, if you have any questions about this, because I think there will be some, absolutely let me know. Tell me in the comments. Say, hey, what's up? What'd you do here? What'd you do here? What'd you do with this time code or anything like that? I'll try to explain everything, but they're a little bit different when we do these contained lessons on the channel. Like I said, thanks so much. You're amazing. Stay around. By the way, we're gonna do another lesson together. Let's stay around. Let's do another one. Okay, so that was amazing. You finished this lesson, but keep it going. Keep the art practice going by clicking this video right here. It's going to be within the same theme, and you want to keep it rolling to get better and better and better and get that art flow going. So click right here.